I'm not saying anything that you don't already know on some level. So, but at the same time, not everybody's supposed to make it. Some people are only grown to be eaten, only grown to be consumed, not grown to continue to grow. They grow to a certain level, and then you chop them down, and then that's food for something else. But if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that's probably not you. So, um, yeah. So focus, wisdom, using the wisdom of the universe, studying yourself. All these things will help you stay on the rainbow bridge. I'm trying to picture because I drew it, and then I wish I had that notebook because I could just show you because it was like this beautiful picture of how it looked. It's like the way I saw it. It was like you're coming. It looked like a tree kind of, and then you had ancestors. I don't know you call them ancestors, but you can call them whatever you want. Really, it's just like light beings, whatever. They were like it was like a tree, and then it's like the rainbow bridge was the trunk of the tree, and then the ancestors were like the fruit on the trees. Okay, it was I don't know how to explain it without the picture. It's like so like you have fruit and technically when the 13th son talks about it too. You eat the fruit. The ancestors leave information in the fruit. The ancestors live in the trees, so it's like the earth is the oneness, and it's like you're growing. See, like in the when all the branches of the tree are all spread out, it's like you're experiencing all these different pieces of yourself, all these different branches, all these leaves. So you cut yourself out and be like, all right, I want to have the experience of just this leaf. Okay, now I grew a little bit. Now I want to have the experience of this whole branch. Okay, now I grew a little bit. Now I'm coming back into the oneness of the trunk. Okay, but eventually you go back into the trunk, and then now you're trying to have this experience of the earth. And it's the same way you can take that same concept and apply it to the whole universe. So these fruits that are on the tree are kind of like, I don't. You could say they're ancestors. I don't know. It doesn't matter because it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to explain with a picture. So I don't want to take up too much time trying. But I hope you get the idea. Okay. So you're on the rainbow bridge. You're coming back into yourself. So on one part of the rainbow bridge, you're going out and you're experiencing all these things, and it's good. But now it's just that the cycle's coming to a close. It's no longer time for this type of experience. There's a time and a place for everything. The universe operates in cycles. So there was a time and a place for your soul, depending on how old it is. You had a certain mission, whether if you're a new soul and you came here and you were just trying to, have the human experience, and if you were totally devoted throughout all that time, you could make it out. That's cool. If you, and I'm really gonna not try to talk about people who are not gonna make it. I'm not gonna really try to talk about, that type of shit because I don't really feel like a whole lot of people are gonna be watching these videos. So if they are watching these videos, I want to be able to take something from it and not spend too much time on shit that's not gonna really matter to them. So just in your day, pay attention to everything that enters your awareness because your brain is just like a receiver. A thought is not your own. There's no such thing as your thought. There's no such thing as your thought. No such thing as your thought. Because you technically didn't create anything. You didn't create anything because everything has already been created. There's nothing new under the sun. There's no new thought under the sun. It's just based on what you're giving off is what you're going to get back. So if you're putting out positive thoughts all the time, good chance that positive thoughts will come back. That's not to say that every so often the universe won't let you, throw you a curveball and give you this negative thought and make it seem real. If you choose to engage with that thought, that's on you. But that could make you fall off the rainbow bridge because the rainbow bridge is it's not a physical, obviously it's not a physical construct. It's like I said, it's a concept. So, and it will lead you all the way to heaven because the earth is rising on certain levels. Every blood moon it keeps rising, and the earth is splitting. So you're either going to be operating on this side more or operating on this side more. So before it was like this and there was a lot more gray area. The gray area is beginning to disappear. And the reason why it's doing that is because we're coming to the end of the cycle. And at the end of the cycle, there must be a greater contrast to facilitate the choice of your awakening. It's like you're going like this, and then eventually you're gonna go one way or the other. It's like there's gonna be no more middle ground for you. You're not gonna be able to be halfway good and halfway bad. It's one or the other, and most are gonna go the other way. That's just what it is. It's like, it's not meant for everyone. And that's cool because, People may not agree with me, but it's an equally valid experience to go the other way. You know, that's cool. That's cool. If you want to go that way, more power to you. That's awesome for you. Because without you doing that, without you so-called failing, I wouldn't be able to succeed. So I really appreciate all the ones that go and just kind of screw themselves over and do all those things. And that's, you know, without you, there couldn't be me. So, you know, thank you very much. What else? Rainbow Bridge, Rainbow Bridge, Rainbow Bridge. So yeah, after, you know, certain ones leave, technically what they've now done is proven it's possible. It's like, you know, and like you hear in the Bible, like, well, actually no, because, okay, if you were coming from the right state of mind and you were back then and you were living with so-called Jesus or Yeshua or whatever, and you saw him ascend into heaven and he told you, ye are children and ye will do greater things than me and all like that, and then you saw him do that, you will look at yourself and be like, I can do that. How do I do that? I'm going to do that. That seems like that's for me. I'm going to do that. So when you see certain ones leave and you see the possibility, that's going to, you know, boost you a lot. So that's the reason why the Most Highs do that, is they send like the vanguard or send you know, those specialized ones to come here and clear the path so that it's easier, not easy, but easier for you to get there, because technically everything's in balance. So the further in time we go, the more dark it's going to appear on the outside. So you'll see more martial law, you'll see more poisonous foods and air and water and all those things. It's designed, it's not evil, it's designed to get you to stop looking out there and to start looking in here. So, but you don't have to. You can look out there as much as you want. You can look out there, and if you're looking out there, it's because you like it. You like it. I'm trying not to swear in my videos. It's kind of popping up. I'm trying not to do it. Sorry, because I don't really know who's going to watch the videos. You can look out there. If you like the poisonous foods and you like going to buy the guns and shooting all the, you know, standing up and resisting the government and doing all those things, you're going to do that because that's your identity and that's who you are, and that's cool for you. If you like eating the animals, that's cool for you too. You know, you are what you eat. If you want to eat like a beast, you can stay a beast, but you will be ruled by a beast because that's what you are. So if you're switching, if you are giving away the old for the new, then you can become that light being now. You know, like 13th Sun talks about it. You go from 666, being 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, carbon-based being, to 616, a crystalline being, that diamond being. It's like you take a piece of carbon and you put it in denseness for so long, it just gets compressed and compressed and compressed and compressed to the point where it's just like, so I'm not going to be this anymore. I'm going to turn into this, and now I'm just good. So you have to be under immense pressure to be able to do that. So you're in denseness, yes, and there's a lot of pressure, yes, and the pressure is building, though. You can see the pressure from the outside is building. It's pressuring you to make a new choice, because technically if you're out here and you're involved in all this crap, you're making the same choices. You're coming to this cycle and you're repeating the same choice over and over again. It's not really what you're supposed to do. So it's designed to keep on getting you look inside, or at the very least look outside and realize that you're really looking inside and start to change, start to, you know, rearrange your house a little bit so you can, you know, become more like your higher self. Because technically there's an aspect of you that operates in a higher dimension all the time, in a higher dimension, a higher dimension, a higher dimension. And during certain times, that higher self knows that everything is going to line